Kenny Graham was one of the best football players of his time. He played as a defensive back for the Chargers from 1964 to 1969. Here he is picking off Joe Namath.
I wasn't bragging, I was one of the best.
He was a four-time Pro Bowler in the early days of the American Football League. In 90 career games, he had 28 interceptions and 5 touchdowns.
I had a competitive spirit and a competitive attitude.
Kenny has always been athletic. As a kid, he played in a national basketball tournament that earned him a visit to Vice President Richard Nixon's office. However, time and the game he loved challenged Kenny, now 75 years old.
I don't have total recall at all. Plus, I've been hitting the head a lot. So you lose your short-term memory is what you do. You can't get around it if you're hitting people every Sunday for an hour or two, you know? It happens to you. But that's what happens from football because it's a contact sport.
I mean, he played football, and as we are finding out, the CTE and concussion issues are very, very real.
In August, the Journal of the American Medical Association published a study. It found evidence of the disease called chronic traumatic encephalopathy, also known as CTE, in 110 of 111 former NFL players.
So you can have conversations, and they can be rational conversations, but it's what he wants to do.
Will Graham says his older brother Kenny is stubborn. For months, he lived in his car in Santa Monica. Then, there's the time he lived out in the open in Bakersfield. The former Charger star football player lived here on a couch underneath this fig tree on this empty lot that he inherited from his father. Kenny refused to leave, despite the fact that summer temperatures can soar to over 110 degrees.
My father left it, so why not live on it? You know, even though I don't have a house, I lived under a fig tree on a couch. You know, rain, shine, snow, heat, whatever, it's mine.
No one knows how long Kenny lived under this tree, not even Kenny. Besides his outdoor home, there's one other place Kenny returns to frequently, this downtown post office. His motivation? To see if he's won one of the countless mail-in sweepstakes he's entered.
Because I have children I want to leave stuff to, you know. I have dreams and aspirations also. You know, and you can't do it broke.
His luck did change when he struck up a conversation here with a local waiter and web designer.
I just saw him with all of his mail. He had tons of mail, and I just stopped and I said, "Why do you got all this mail?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm playing the sweepstakes. I'm trying to get some capital to build on the land my father left me for a legacy." And I was like, "What do you do? What did you do for a living?" And he said, "I played pro ball." Looked me up on the Google machine. And so I looked him up and I was like, "Oh my God, he's all pro for the San Diego Chargers." I just kept thinking of my dad being under a fig tree at that age. My dad had just passed, and I was like, "This is just not right."
Mark Downing shared Kenny's story with Lois Henry, a columnist with the Bakersfield Californian.
You know, it's not just a sort of oddity story.
She started sharing Kenny's story with her readers in May of last year.
It's about everybody's grandpa, uncle, brother, or us, you know, if we live lucky to live that long, you know, and sort of the diminishing options that you have when you get older, especially if you have memory or mental issues.
The NFL established a program called the 88 Plan to assist ex-players who have dementia. Kenny received a letter in October of 2016 that confirmed his eligibility for benefits. It was Downing who helped Kenny navigate the complex paperwork to join the NFL's concussion settlement.
It was very fulfilling to help him. My dad would have wanted me to do it. My dad was a big football fan. And so I know all the players from Kenny's era. I don't even like football, and I know all the players from his era because I watched it all the time with my dad.
Through Lois Henry's columns, readers learned about Kenny's situation, his aspirations, and his dreams.
Kenny, for years, would sit in the kitchen and then in the nook at my house, on the window, he put a picture of a Rialto motorhome. And he's always talked about this motorhome for years and years and years.
In January, Kenny got what he wished for.
Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah. I can do everything in this. Yeah.
He picked up this newly refurbished Rialto, a gift from Lance Allworth, one of his former teammates.
If I could have a dream for him, it would be that he has the Rialto and he somehow gets his medication and, you know, lives his life and is safe and happy. I know that's probably not realistic, but that's what I would want for him.
I mean, it was just really fulfilling to help him, and Kenny's a really good guy, and he's got a great heart, and so I'm just glad he got out from under the fig tree.
Kenny's future remains uncertain, but one thing is clear. For Kenny, his Rialto represents mobility and independence.
I'm at home. You are. This is my home now.